Floor Lovers Illinois was established in 2001, and back then, the club's culture was more multicultural. As the years went by, the club was predominantly formed by Asian Americans. So I wanted to explore why so many Asian Americans have flocked towards hip hop as a form of self-expression.
What is your name?
Well, my name's Joseph Peng. Our culture place a really heavy emphasis on education. My aunt and uncle who took care of me when I was in America, they could not understand why I was trying to get involved with other clubs because they still have this traditional thinking that to apply to good college, to get into good school, the only thing that really mattered is your GPA and of course your SAT or ACT score. Because of the tight Asian parental control and try to make sure you're on a successful path, I have an inner resentment toward that and ultimately decided to break away from the stereotype. I started to seek other outlet for me to expend all my energy when I'm not allowed to do these extracurricular activities. And of course, one of the things I would do is browse online, say, oh yeah, what's going on with the world? And one of the things that came up was breakdancing, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I started looking up more and more into the battle videos of people on the world stage, and I was just simply amazed and how mesmerized by their movements, the way they move, because every dancer on the stage is very unique. And as a young adolescent, you're going through this identity crisis. You're trying to search for yourself, and to me, that's a very empowering concept. Every dancer is pretty much being, be themselves on the dance floor. They can be whatever they choose to be, and just work hard toward that. And I think it's pretty admiring in itself. Seeing people like me, an Asian American, doing those what seemed like superhuman moves, even when they're not that far away from my physique, is very, how do I say it? I was almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy that I can see myself doing it, because there they are, people my size, not exactly jacked, but my height, and they're Asian American. They can do it. If they can do it, then why can't I? I can see that a lot of Asian Americans trying to break away from the stereotype to try to find their own identity through this journey to find themselves, and through that, one of the things they're most exposed to, of course, is popular social media. And what do they put on this popular social media? Is usually things are popular. In this case, oftentimes it's be rap music or hip hop culture. So nowadays you see a lot more. You can see more and more Asian Americans trying to act like they are straight up from the ghetto. They're trying to wear baggy clothes, wear pants down, wear a hat all the time, and even trying to participate in the activity of trying to learn how to rap, or even sometimes breakdancing, or pursue the entire social movement known as hip hop. Asian American people like us, pursuing that social movement as a defensive mechanism against those stereotypes, because being fitting into that stereotype in a predominantly Caucasian, African American, or Latino, whatever American community can have positive and negative influences. More so in the negative, in my opinion, than in the positive, just because you're going to get the social stigma, that's going to be associated with you on a day-to-day basis. You can't do sports because you're Asian, you are not popular, you can't, popular with the ladies, you're hard to talk to, you're really nerdy, the things like that. That really, it kind of hurts, have those kind of things that's being associated with you, even though you may not really fit any of those categories. Well, beforehand, people would just look at me as, just another short, small Asian kid that's really good at school, and not really partaking in any other physical clubs, like a sports club or something like that. In terms of social hierarchy, I feel like after learning how to break, it does boost it up a little bit more. I guess almost feel like I'm one of the cool kids people would talk to in school or something, but as conceited as that sounds, I get the vibe that that's what's happening. Noticing it, I started practicing maybe an hour or two at night. Sometimes after I finish homework or sit for an exam, it's gonna be 2 a.m., maybe sometimes even 3. I would just start do a little few things on my own to make sure I don't wake them up or anything, but make sure I start practicing a little bit on my own so I can, start catching up to those people I look up to in high school who taught me and exposed this great thing to me. I certainly became, from the shy kid to a more talkative, more social, and more open-minded person. I definitely have experienced more, be more outgoing and be more willing to try new things and talk to new people whatever chance I got, which I don't think I would have had the courage to do so without putting myself outside my comfort zone in order to attempt to, live up to the social standard of hip-hop. By pursuing hip-hop and prove that you are different than the rest, I believe it does send some kind of message to the general public that, hey, I can be so much more if I choose to be. I think I almost fit almost every single one of those categories. Like, I'm pretty studious during my time in high school. I'm decent at math. Can't say I'm the best at it, but it seems like I'm still at least above average.